here. I'm out in the greenhouse. Hey, as you can see, my hydroponic tomatoes have, well, they've been a pretty good success. They've kind of grown into a tunnel here. About 13 weeks since I planted these plants in the hydroponics. It's November the 17th here in Virginia, and fall is full on. We've had a couple of actually full frost days and nights, and so I'm having to heat so fall is on full on assault here in Virginia. It's November the 17th, and we've had probably a week of nights below freezing. We've had a couple of hard frosts, and everything outside is done. But as you can see, the little greenhouse here, it's pumping right along. The plants are doing great. They kind of got away from me, I'm gonna be honest with you. They went through a spell there where they were flowering and they were not setting tomatoes, and I kind of got frustrated with them and didn't take care of them like I should. And I should have kept them tied up and trimmed down a little bit better. And then they just took off. I don't know what happened, but boy, they're setting tomatoes like crazy. And here we are, November the 17th, and so I'm going to show you some of the tomatoes that's growing here. But these things are setting. I mean, there are places where there's a little cluster right here. I'll show you up close. There's like 6 or 7 tomatoes in this one cluster. I do want to mention one thing, and I want to show you these tomatoes over here. On this side, did not do as good, and some big old green worms got in them, and they just kind of took their toll on them, and they weren't setting tomatoes, and I was frustrated, and I kind of let them go. But now I've gotten rid of the worms, and they're kind of coming back. They've got a few tomatoes growing here, and they're blooming right here in November. So I've got hopes that I'm going to get some tomatoes off of these too. So I'm going to pick the camera up and show a couple of these clusters that I got going with these big beef tomatoes. It's going to be amazing. All right, so here we are. Again, it's November the 17th. Fall is on full-on assault here in Virginia. I'll show you here. You can see the trees are changing. We're losing their leaves, and we've had several nights of frost. But boy, oh boy, sure is nice to have a greenhouse come November. I'm hoping for some Christmas tomatoes off of these things. I wanted to show you these big beef tomatoes. Just amaze me every time. There's a cluster right there that's got 3 in it. There's 2 more right there. And look at this. I hope this will show up. Here's a cluster right here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 tomatoes in that cluster right there. And here we are in November. Look at that. That's a big beef tomato right there. I got some more. You can see them going back through here. But these are the tomatoes that I made the bill video off of, and I wanted to give an update and show you how successful. This is a German Johnson here. You can see that's a little bit different shaped. Yeah, up into there. Look right up in here. I hope this will show up. Right up in here. Look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 tomatoes growing in a space of like the size of my hand right there. Blooms everywhere. Don't forget, when in the greenhouse, pollinate blooms. I may have not done such a good job of that early on in the year. I thought these fans were going to be good enough to do it, but you can go back. I'll overlay some video from when we started, or 6 weeks ago, from update number 1. This is going to be update number 2. These are the ones that the worms got in. Didn't do as good, but still got the chance to get some tomatoes out of this thing. I'll show you as we go back here. See here, this is a German Johnson. A little bit different shape, a little bit different texture. These are big beefs, I'm pretty sure. So I think by the 1st of December, I will probably have ripe tomatoes in here. Again, just give you an overall shot of what these tomatoes did. I mean, it's just really amazing how big these things have gotten. All of these on this side over here, remember, were all from suckers and the tops of the tomatoes from the spring. And then these were seed, planted them from seed, Big Beef and German Johnsons. And these were all Big Beef, German Johnson over here. You can see there's a little bit of difference in them. Didn't do quite as good. But I'm overall pleased with what I got. I think anybody would be pleased with this growth right here. So this is going to be the end of update 2. It's November the 17th. You can see these big old tomatoes plants growing here behind me. I'll do another update when the tomatoes start getting ripe. I hope it'll be around the 1st of December. But I wanted to give you an update. Look back at the videos where I first planted these things back in August. Take a look at how much success I've had with these hydroponics, and maybe think about giving that a try for yourself sometime. With that, I'm gonna close on update number 2, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks, and hopefully I'll have some big old ripe tomatoes for Christmas. Y'all take care.